This here is detective realized cops is the actual murderer.
While cops are here to help and protect citizens, what happens when they're actually secret killers in disguise?
Was it Kelly?
Yeah, right now you're charged with murder, and it is Kelly.
No!
Here are 3 examples of when cops try to get away with murder, starting with the horrifying case of William Talley. On the 11th of May 2019, police received a worrying phone call explaining that former police sergeant William Talley had been in an argument with his girlfriend, Kelly Levinson. At some point during the fight, he fired gunshots at her. William quickly left the scene, stealing Kelly's truck, but was worried he may have done more damage than he realized.
So I don't know anything since then.
So nobody's here has been injured?
No, that's what I told him when I called. He told me that he was in helper.
The police had to immediately treat this
Wait,
like
so he just
stealing.
got
During
mad,
the fight,
busted at her?
He fired gunshots at her. William quickly left the scene, stealing Kelly's truck, but was worried he may have done more damage than he realized.
So I don't know anything since then.
So nobody's here has been injured?
No, that's what I told him when I called. He told me that he was in helper.
The police had to immediately treat this like a crime scene and decided to search the house to ensure Kelly's safety. There was one thing on the officers' minds, and they were all silently pleading that they wouldn't find her dead.
Deputy Brown, who used to work for There's a dog in there. Yep, she's right there. Start again, man.
Upon entering the house, evidence of some kind of physical altercation was scattered throughout. As they entered the kitchen, though, they would find Kelly's dead body.
And there's a dog there, so how long was she there? I guess it was like a day, or not a whole day, but like the afternoon or the morning. Because, man, when these animals get left with these bodies, bro.
Lying on the ground. With all the evidence the police had, it wasn't difficult for them to determine their main suspect. But catching him was another matter. They knew that William had received both police and SWAT training, so he'd be difficult to catch. However, all of a sudden, police received a phone call informing them William had gotten into a car crash. The cops rushed to the hospital where they found their #1 suspect waiting for them, bruised and bloody.
Bruh, that's some instant karma for that ass right there, boy. Instant karma. They didn't even have to come looking for you. The universe served you up. Take this beat down.
Waiting
this
for
beat
them,
down, this
bruised
car
and
accident, and go
bloodied.
take the rest of
Care of you
this.
now.
What?
Bruised and bloodied.
We're gonna take care of you now.
We're gonna take care of you now. What does that even mean?
Once William was discharged from the hospital, he was immediately brought to an interrogation room where the investigation would truly begin.
Can I ask what my charges are?
Yeah, right now you're charged with murder. You're charged with violation of oath of office, and you're charged
Who?
with
So was he drunk? So
possession of a
again,
firearm during the commission.
again, he keeps saying who, right? And maybe I believe him, maybe I don't. But if I'm to believe he doesn't remember, that means he probably drank something or did some drugs. Yo, if you black out on drugs or alcohol, it is dangerous. You gotta stop. You gotta stop. If you black out, man, that is the most dangerous shit. You don't know what you did, or you just hiding from accountability, and people could be doing that too. Non-actors are the greatest actors.
Right.
Who?
That's what we're hoping you can tell us. Maybe once we start talking about it a little bit.
He wasn't Becky, was it? Was it Kelly?
Well,
Was it a cop?
William mentions 2 names here, Becky
He mentioned a cop too.
and Kelly. Of course, we know Kelly to be his girlfriend, but William was actually married to another woman named Rebecca Talley who he'd been cheating on. William obviously appears dazed and confused, but whether this is just an act or not is another question. He'd spent multiple days in the hospital and was discharged after being medically cleared, so it's unlikely he'd still be this out of it. Regardless, it at least seems to be keeping him calm.
Wait,
Now that
what?
he's in the hospital and was discharged after not is another question. He'd spent multiple days in the hospital and was discharged after being medically cleared, so it's unlikely he'd still.
So if days have gone by, there's no way dude don't know what he did and who he did it to. He had to have pieced it together. Even if he was in a blackout state when it happened, he has to have pieced it together in all that time. Or would have asked somebody.
He'll be this out of it. Regardless, it at least seems to be keeping him calm. At least for now.
And you can sign this.
Nobody's talking with me about things.
Well, we're gonna get to that. That's what we're hoping to get to.
No, I'm not talking until somebody talks to me.
I can tell you who, if we can get started there. And it is Kelly.
No!
Don't do that.
No! No!
I ain't buying it.
Tally. Bill. Bill.
No! No!
There's a small chance William really is this distraught over Kelly's death, but he was completely unaware of what he was doing at the time.
And here's another thing, all right? I got a girlfriend, right? I wreck out. I black out. I hurt her. I dip off. I get into an accident. I end up in the hospital, right? I'm there a couple of days. I'm okay, and I'm discharged to the police. In that time, I'm not thinking to myself, she ain't coming to see me. I ain't asked nobody about her. Ain't nobody looking for me. Whatever. Whoop-de-woo. This fool knew what was what. He knew who wasn't coming. Now, the only thing that makes me believe him is that he said Becky and the cop. Was it Becky? Was it the cop? But that could have all been that's an easy way to make it look good. But he was looking for his girlfriend. This dude's full of shit.
So it seems more likely that he's actually just using this as a guise
Yeah,
to
he's
vent
getting
and
it out
scream
now.
about how his life is pretty much finished
Fucked.
and over a small argument with his mistress. He's also likely frustrated that he got caught so easily. Remember, this is a man with SWAT and police training. He knows how to evade the cops, but almost instantly after going on the run, his plans were shut down in an incredibly unpredictable way. William manages to calm down while the detective talks to him, but only for a few short seconds.
Here, let me get you the napkin. Bill, no.
Sit your dumb ass down, Bill.
Relax. Bill, stop.
It's all unnecessary, Bill. If you don't want to talk to us, that's fine, but let's not do this, okay?
Talk.
Okay? Just let's not do this.
Who else took our...
Right now you're hurting yourself.
I don't care about me.
Well-
Who else did I hurt?
There's no one
I
else.
keep hearing people whisper. Or whispers.
Okay, well, what whispering do you hear?
No, tell me the truth.
Okay. There's no one else hurt, okay?
What you're watching is a man who knows without a doubt that he's guilty, doing everything he can to try and find a way out. He's panicking, and the cops were probably extremely relieved when William finally asked for a lawyer and put an end to this dramatic interrogation. However, this obviously didn't help him at all, as the detectives already had all the evidence they needed to convict him, and William Talley was sentenced to life behind bars. Despite William being a local cop and even knowing some of the officers involved, this case was handled perfectly. A stark contrast to that of Matthew Boynton, whose case was so weird and corrupt that the cops ended up investigating a shooting that never even happened.
You know you can't give a sworn statement and lie on it. Why would you do that, Matthew?
On the 15th of April 2016, police found Jessica Boynton hidden in the closet of her home with a gunshot wound to the head and a police-issued firearm in her hand. The county sheriff reportedly ruled her dead at the scene, but there was a problem. Jessica was neither dead nor shot. After she was rushed to the hospital, the ER found no entrance wounds or bullets. Instead, they found evidence of a blunt force attack to the back of her head. This case is already incredibly confusing, but what's worse is that the police's #1 suspect,
It is goofy.
Matthew Boynton, told cops that he received a text from Jessica saying she was about to commit suicide. After rushing home, he heard 2 gunshots coming from the house and called the police.
Stop.
Matthew was taken to the police station and interrogated, but was caught lying about a vital piece of evidence. This is where we join the detectives as they try to unwrap this baffling web of lies.
Do you recognize that bag?
Yes, the bag that Jessica let me use to put all my gym stuff in when we used to be together.
Okay, so when's the last time you saw that bag?
It's been a long time. Like I said, when I used to work out at, there's 2 gyms in Thomaston. I don't remember the name of it. I used that one, and I had a gray Nike bag I used to work out in. So I interchanged my stuff like protein drinks, powder shakes like pre-workout, workout shorts, pants, shoes, whatever. I put it in that bag or my Nike bag.
Suspects who aren't telling the truth tend to over-explain as they feel they have something to prove to detectives.
And he said, when I used to be with her, aka I'm not with her no more. Bro, you looking stupid early.
If they can give lots of information over, they think it'll convince the detective that they're not lying, as they couldn't possibly make all of that up. However, in actuality, suspects telling the truth will give a more instinctual, simplified answer to the question because they don't have to think about it as much. Bear that in mind as the interview continues.
So when's the last time you saw that bag?
I mean, it's been a while. Like, I don't know an exact date. I don't know. I think my stepdad, he had it in the white trailer.
See, now this liar bringing other people into his shit.
And that's been a while. And he brought it, but I haven't been through it or anything. Put it in my storage thing in my house, which is like when you pull in the driveway.
I didn't go through it. I just threw it up there. Come on, man.
It's a little storage thing on the right.
Right.
You open the door and it's got all my stuff in there. I declared that some of it out recently. That was tossed in there, but I mean, it's in there with a bunch of my stuff, like a brown tub I used to keep in my old patrol car with gym stuff in it and work stuff.
Remember, that answer was given in response to the question, when was the last time you saw this bag? Something that could have been answered in a single sentence. The detectives already knew that Matthew was lying about this bag, as that's the whole reason he was brought to this second interrogation. But now they're 100% sure he's hiding something, and they're about to call him out on it.
All right, Matthew. Known you a long time. When y'all were in the process of moving, and you moved into the house that you're at now, your residence, did you or did you not see this bag?
Yes, sir. It was in my storage room in the garage.
Now, why would I be holding a picture of this bag?
I guess because Jessica brought it into you.
Why would Jessica have it if you had it at your house?
I don't know. I guess somebody got it from my garage or my shed.
Who would have
What?
got it?
There's a couple of people.
Shit for the streets?
All right.
Exactly who.
The bag was completely filled with female clothes. And this is one photo of it. That's not yours.
No.
This whole thing might not seem like a big deal, but it's actually the root of a much bigger problem. This bag, along with everything in it, belonged to Jessica. So when it was discovered in Matthew's possession after he told police that he'd handed all of her belongings over, it confirmed that he had been lying under oath. Again, a small issue at first, but now that the detectives know he's comfortable lying about this, they know that almost every piece of information he's given them could be completely untrue.
The bag was turned into us. We
Yeah,
have possession of the bag. We have evidence that says it came out of your storage room. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Is there anything you'd like to say?
No, sir.
Do you believe that statement to be accurate and true?
Not now.
Did you believe it then?
No, sir.
Matthew has now essentially confessed to stealing the bag of Jessica's belongings and lying under oath. There is the question of why he did this, but we haven't even gotten started on the assault part of the case. Why Jessica was found unconscious in their closet after allegedly texting Matthew she was going to shoot herself. As it turns out, though, the police would also never move on to that part of the case, and it remained completely unanswered. Matthew was charged with
What?
was found unconscious in their closet after allegedly texting Matthew she was going to shoot herself. As it turns out, though, the police would also never move on.
Matthew involved Jessica's suicide wasn't investigated, leaving many unanswered questions. What?
to that part of the case, and it remained completely unanswered. Matthew was charged with stealing and lying under oath, and after being placed on administrative leave, he
Wait. None of that makes sense. He got away with murder with all kind of false pretenses.
Completely unanswered. Matthew was charged with stealing and lying under oath, and after being placed on administrative leave, he resigned from the force, but went completely uncharged for whatever happened on the night of April 15th. Many people have been left wondering why that may be, but the most obvious answer lies in police corruption, and the facts that the county sheriff just so happened to be
Oh, look. Of course, Matthew's grandpappy was the sheriff of this town. The same sheriff who lied by pronouncing Jessica dead at the scene.
Matthew's granddad, the same sheriff who lied by pronouncing Jessica dead at the scene.
So did he go to jail?
What's worse is that Jessica's head trauma left her without any memory of that night.
She survived with memory loss. Oh my goodness. How could it's like the bad news bears. Bad news bears of a conspiracy. These fools, and they still got away with it. They did all of this stupid shit. Dude with all his details. Dude with all of his talking. The stolen bag. All of this, that, the other. A fake shooting report. All of this. A grandpappy that's maneuvering things. And they still got away with it. Erased. And she had memory loss. Yo, that's crazy.
What's worse is that Jessica's head trauma left her without any memory of that night, so it's likely this case will remain unsolved forever. But people thought the same about the murder of Sherry Rasmussen.
Yo, go figure indeed. Wow. That's bananas. They got away with everything. Buddy lost his job, took a theft case, and boom, out of there. Shorty's still trying to piece together what happened that day. That's crazy. Nepotism at its finest. They're predators.
Which lay without any memory of that night, so it's likely this case will remain unsolved forever. But people thought the same about the murder of Sherry Rasmussen, which lay unsolved for 23 years, before new information revealed that the culprit was actually one of the police force's best.
That looks like Tony Soprano's girlfriend, the Russian girlfriend from The Sopranos right there. The skinny girlfriend that would always make stupid faces. That's what this lady looks like.
Detectives. Information revealed that the culprit was actually one of the police force's best detectives.
Now you're accusing me of this? Is that what you're saying?
After decades of investigations, DNA evidence revealed that Stephanie was very likely the culprit of a murder committed in 1986. Because of the high-stakes nature of the case, the detectives made sure to meticulously plan this interrogation. Stephanie was a really successful detective herself, and she had recently received recommendations for her good work on a theft case. So the detectives used this and brought her in under the guise that they needed help with a case.
I didn't want to talk about this in the squadron because I don't know who people are listening. And if we go to my side, everybody's always wondering what everybody else is doing.
No problem.
Okay.
An interrogation room is a strange place for such a conversation to take place, so to put her mind at ease.
People are listening. And if we go to my side, I didn't want to talk about this in the squadron because I don't know who people are listening. And if we go to my side, everybody's always wondering what everybody else is doing.
No problem.
Okay.
An interrogation room is a strange place for such a conversation to take place, so to put her mind at ease, detectives told her this was the place they'd least be likely to be overheard, as the case details were strictly confidential. Sherry Rasmussen's body had been found at her home after being shot 3 times. At the time, police suspected the murder was a result of a burglary gone wrong, but the case went cold when they couldn't identify the suspect. However, 23 years later, when revisiting the case, detectives found evidence that led them towards Stephanie, a girl who had been trapped in a love triangle with Sherry and her husband.
23 years later, DNA opened up Stephanie's can of worms.
John Rutten, so the detectives decided to bring up John's name to see how she'd react.
Were you guys friends, close friends?
Yeah, we're very close friends. I mean, what's this all about?
It's a case we're working on and it involves John, and in there's notes and stuff that he knew you and stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean, we were good friends. Lived in the dorms for 2 years.
Was there ever any relationship or anything that developed between you guys?
Yeah,
Yup.
we dated. You know, I mean, what's this all about?
Well, it's relating to his wife.
She's feeling the cookie crumble 23 years later. She thought it was a wrap. 23 years later, she's feeling the pressure.
Both the detectives and Stephanie have tried to seem as friendly and relaxed as possible around each other, but Stephanie is obviously starting to get very anxious at this point. Even though the detectives gave a somewhat believable excuse, she is now in an interrogation room faced by two detectives being questioned about a girl she supposedly murdered 20 years earlier. Her breathing has become faster, and her language is defensive. And her movements have become more erratic.
Yeah, she's tweaking.
You're right.
I mean, if you guys are claiming that I'm a suspect, then, you know, I got a problem with, you know, with that.
Okay.
Okay? So, you know, if you're doing this as an interrogation, you're saying, hey, I'm a suspect. Well, now I got a problem with, you know, now you're accusing me of this? Is that what you're saying?
Obviously, you know about all the DNA stuff and things of the nature that, you know, gets done on cases nowadays. You know, if we asked you for a DNA swab, would you be willing to give us one?
Maybe. Because now
because
I'm thinking I probably need to talk to a lawyer.
Yeah,
Stephanie
you are.
chooses to
I
provide
think I could tell you thinking that by the fact that your eyeballs are falling out your head.
DNA evidence, hoping her willingness to help out would ultimately prove her innocence. But, unfortunately for her, just 5 minutes later, the detectives decide they've heard enough and put her in cuffs. Months later, after a long and arduous trial, a decision was made by the jury.
We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Stephanie Eileen Lazarus, guilty of the crime of murder of Sherry Rasmussen. We further find the murder was of the first degree.
After hiding it for 23 years, Stephanie Lazarus was finally found guilty of murder and sentenced to 27 years behind bars. If you
She did 23 on the street. She was outside. Bananas. The things these people get away with. It's crazy.